man considered a person of interest in a missing woman's case is no longer on house arrest.
And Friday, Daron Collins appeared before a judge, and his defense attorney asked the court to remove his home detention because he said it prevented him from returning to his home where that crime allegedly happened. Well, during the hearing, investigators argued Collins violated his home detention agreement because they found a gun where he was living. Collins' attorney said the firearm did not belong to him. Investigators say Collins is a person of interest in the disappearance of Casey Young, as she last spoke to her family on the way home from her job on May 15th and is still missing.
Collins reportedly told deputies he and Young got into an argument after she got home from work and that she left in her car and he stayed at home. The solicitor says Collins unplugged security cameras and deleted videos from their security system that night. Investigators say he was captured on surveillance at a nearby apartment complex, and he can be seen driving, parking, and wiping down Young's car while wearing gloves. Ultimately, the judge sided with Collins' defense and removed his home detention. Young's family says they are distraught by this decision. There is a reward for information about her disappearance that leads to answers. So if you know something, call the Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office.